AJ, over here to your right. Safe to say you're as comfortable as ever coming into this one, huh?
Yeah, definitely, man. You got to be comfortable, especially in the uncomfortableness, Weight cutting, like I've always said, I make 145 pounds. The fight's easy. So, yeah, I'm just enjoying the process. About 5 pounds out right now. Came in about 7, 8 over this morning. Had a nice filet last night, some asparagus. There's a lot that goes into making 145 pounds. Dieting, so forth, and everything else. It's a big key. Yeah, it's getting harder. I'm getting older, getting bigger, stronger. So we'll see where the path lies in the near future. But yeah, I got to be champ.
And you've always had a lot of self-belief, and coming into this one as champion, is it any different? Is it more comfortable? Is there any pressure off you? Is it more pressure?
I would say it's a bit more pressure just because, obviously the first fight, that was our first exchange. We didn't get to see much in that fight. So everybody's like, oh, well, maybe he just got caught. No, it went just the way it was supposed to go. So the second one, obviously, it's going to be kind of hard to triumph that. But, yeah, man, go in there and do what I do best. That's the key, mask on.
And that's what I was going to ask you. I mean, you went out there the first time. It was your moment. You went in there and kind of exceeded, I think, everyone's expectations. It was quick. So what do you have to gain out about doing it again and running it back? I feel like that would be hard to top.
Solidifying myself as the best 145-pounder in the world. To go do it in such a style, fashion of style, 2 times in a row, back-to-back, with him knowing what's at hand, 8 months to train for it. It's not going to make a difference. I got a job to do, man. You know what I mean? I'm hungry. I got goals, ambitions, life goals, things that I've set for myself that I don't expect people to understand. That's why they're called your dreams. They're for you to understand and only you, But you got to put the work in, and that's what I'm looking forward to continuing to doing.
You've probably studied Patricio Pitbull, you and your team, more than anyone ever. I think you just kind of touched on it there, but do you feel like the adjustments that he would need to make to beat you is something that wouldn't be able to even happen in this period of time?
Nah, it's going to take longer than 8 months, and it's going to take more than one training partner. You're going to need a jiu-jitsu guy. You're going to need a wrestler. You're going to need a striker. Then you're going to need a conditioning coach. And then you're going to need a game plan. And then you're going to need a backup game plan. And then another backup game plan. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to this fight, man. He's been the man since I first stepped in this cage, so hats off to him. But like I've constantly said, it's a new era, new wave. And, waves, they come with some power.
Speaking of waves, I feel like when you won it back in July, you had this huge wave of momentum, and then you kind of disappeared for a while. We didn't really hear from you. When's the AJ fight? And we'd ask Scott, we're going to talk to him, So I guess, were you hoping to get back in there sooner, or is this how you wanted it to be? Did you want to take some time off once you won the title?
Nah, man, I was definitely looking back to getting in there within the next month or two. I was speaking upon trying to fight in Risen in Japan. I like to travel. I used to get to travel a lot when I was younger, Italy, Dublin, I got to see the world, all over the world, and that's a big thing for me, So I wanted to get on that Risen card, go fight champ for champ. I'm also on a belt spree right now. I want all the belts, man. So having a Risen belt, my dad fought in Pride days back in the day. It's OG of all OGs. The crowds, the fans out there, it's just a different vibe, different aura. They're very respectful, very quiet. You know what I mean? It's different. It's like fighting in COVID here. You know what I mean? It's a different level of respect they carry out there. I feel like, you're not going to hear the grab him by the dick and the you're not hearing that stuff out there. It's very quiet and just chill. But yeah, dude. I'm a big snowboarder, so I want to go snowboard. I've been snowboarding a lot. I got to go do the Indy races. I just been enjoying my life, dude, honestly. But as soon as I get a call with a contract, I sign that dotted line, I've been needing shoulder surgery. If I would have knew I was going to wait 8 months to get back in the fight, I probably would have got shoulder surgery. But realistically, would I get shoulder surgery? Because I didn't get it before the last fight, So I don't know, man. I enjoy fighting. You know what I mean? If it's up to me, I'm trying to fight every 3 months. If I'm knocking people out in 2 minutes, put me back in there 2 months. I'm not trying to sit on a bench. Like, I'm 27. This is a passion. This is something I love to do. So, yeah, I'm not trying to sit around, man. I'm trying to be active.
Was part of it the opportunities that were laid out? You just were waiting for the right one. Like, did you have to get a little more excited to fight Pitbull again, or was it not really about the opponent?
I don't think it was really about the opponent. Obviously, I think Bellator, Scott, they wanted the rematch. Patricio wanted the rematch, clearly. He released the belt for his brother to become a champion. In my eyes, in order to become a champion, you have to beat a champion. So that 155-pound title is still vacant to myself. But to solidify myself as the best 145er in the world, yeah, I'll put the icing on the cake, finish him off, and then go beat his brother up as well. But there's also contractually things that go on within this sport. So there's agreements and understandings that have to come to the table, you know. And that was kind of the holdup for a while. Was just trying to figure out contract stuff. There's a lot of contract drama in my life at the moment. But, yeah, at the end of the day, dude, I just want to fight. Fuck all the drama, you know what I mean? Put me in there. I don't care about the paycheck. Like, obviously, like, the paycheck's ideal, but for me, where I know I'm at, where I'm going, and this next chapter of my life of where I want to be and how I want to conduct myself, I just got to continue to focus on myself and the man upstairs, and everything else will fall into place.
Hey, AJ, right here. AJ, I saw you were at the races. You mentioned it. You good?
Yep, drop my phone. I always break this thing. Damn, my Bible open. Must need to get in that, you know what I'm saying? He's speaking to you, boy.
Put that $1 million paycheck to use, right?
Yeah.
The races in Long Beach. I mean, I have to imagine, in your backyard, that was a pretty cool experience to have. Just, do you think about that? Do you think about, hey, like, trying out some other stuff outside of fighting?
Definitely.
When you see stuff like that?
Oh, definitely, dude. I got a need for speed out of this world. Getting to do a ride-along, being able to do a ride-along in an Indycar was phenomenal. It's something I can see myself doing in the near future. A question was asked me, IndyCar versus F1. Obviously, F1 is like, that's it. But you got to start somewhere, you know. And having the Indies in my home turf backyard, like, dude, why not? I'm already looking at simulators, like, full force. I've touched speeds probably most people would be terrified of. So I want to put that on a track and do it the right way. Yeah, I'm not going to put out there the speeds I've been up to.
I'm pretty sure Scott Coker's going to feel very relieved to hear you're doing that. But for sure, you talked a bit about, like, setting an example. You got your little brothers now. You got a sister, obviously representing, dad and the family name. When you talk about your career and you talk about the choices you're making, whether it be in training, business, or all that, like, can you tell me a little bit about what are some of the decisions you've made? Because, like, you know what, you want to set that good example for your family and for your siblings who look up to their brother, the world champion.
I would just say goals, aspirations, man. Wanting to live a life that, my dad, I don't think he ever imagined the lifestyle that I'm expecting to live. Like $1 million is a substantial amount of money, yeah. But to me, I'm like, nah, that's just the beginning. I want 100 mil. That's my note for the fight game. 100 mil. It's becoming a sport. It's changing insides and out, so why not? Floyd 50-0 in his sport, okay. AJ McKee 50-0 in his sport. 100 mil. Why not? If not, man, I'll walk away from this. Mason King McKee will eventually run, and he will be exactly where I am. So for the McKee legacy, dude, it's nothing to us. We're generations into this, and we breed champions, inside and out, well-rounded champions, not just wrestling, not just striking, not just jiu-jitsu. Like, the McKees will be known as mixed martial arts eventually. Like, it's inevitable. My he's like the wizard, dude. He's finding new tactics, new traits to just do his little guinea pig tests with. It's kind of crazy, dude. But, You know, his antics work. You know, he teaches us to control your mind. If you can't control your mind, you're a loose cannon out there. That was Patricio's problem the first fight. He was a loose cannon. This fight, he's a bit more calm. That's why I said, okay, now we'll go 2 rounds. I thought the first time it was going to go 2 rounds, but nah, he was too fired up.
Hey, AJ. So Pink's Hot Dogs in L.A. gave you the chance to have your own AJ McKee dog. I'm curious what other culinary creations you want to bring into reality.
Ooh. I mean, I got these. Have you ever had a slutty brownie?
I think that's the cookie dough one, right?
Well, it's cookie, brownie. I myself put Snickers inside of it. Of course, fucking Snickers, dude. Yeah, add a little Reese's in there. I don't know. Snickers been dropping the ball. Nah, you can never go wrong with Snickers. But I might be on little Butterfingeries, you know? They get a little slippery sometimes. Who knows? I don't know.
You bought 3 cars with that $1 million prize. I'm curious, what was the breakdown of where the rest of that million went for you?
Did I buy 3 cars? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I did buy. How do you know I bought 3 cars?
Research?
I bought Pops a Jeep. I bought myself a S2000 Import Life and a Caddy. The Caddy was obviously the biggest spend of the 3. But Champ Life, you got to drive a Champ car. 2018 CTSV Championship Edition. 2021 Championship AJ McKee.
It's the white one, right? You're looking
Yes,
for the,
sir. I
you
wanted
go.
black, but after
Gotta
having
trade
the
that. You
white,
gotta trade it.
nah. After having the white's the move.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like it. Now, you've spoken extensively about Alexander Volkanovski, mainly downplaying his skills and performances. I'm curious, because this game, there's a lot of showmanship, there's a lot of talk, but do you pursue that matchup in the future?
Definitely. Definitely. There's, you know, since I was a child, obviously watching Rampage, watching everybody, watching my dad through the Pride, or Rampage through the Pride days, like everything, you know, one day I will own a UFC title. It's not a secret. Like, I've done great here with Bellator. I'm going to continue to stay here, hopefully, see how things work out. But I think after this fight, you know, I'm going to put the icing on the cake this one last time. We got to sit down, go over some contracts and so forth. But it's getting this last fight out the way. That's why I call it the icing on the cake. It's time to make it sweet, baby. You know what I mean?
Like it. Last one from me. With your father's MMA legacy, I imagine it's got to be a huge motivator, but do you ever find yourself maybe negatively comparing you to him? Are there any additional nerves caused by your dad's career in this sport?
Yes and no, because at the end of the day, being a second-generation fighter, I would feel the respect and recognition should follow suit, especially along the lines of the way that his career was, being 8 years undefeated, so forth. But nah, I wouldn't say it's pressure or anything. Like, if anything, I use it as motivation, and then obviously the consistent badger at myself, or the fans in UFC thinking, or the fans of UFC thinking that UFC is the pinnacle of the sport. And then comparing Bellator as B-League, like, what? Nah, that's where you guys forget. The organizations don't make the fighters make the organizations. And, yeah, that's the example I'm willing to make. And that's why Uncle Dana don't want to do that. Their brand has done so well for many, many years, molding the organization and the fighters under the organization, where you know, Bellator is it's like a loving family here with the fighters. You know, everybody gets to do their own thing, kind of, and yeah.
What's up, AJ? We'll shut up about the UFC after this one.
Thank
but I gotta ask off of his question. We know you'd like that unification bout or just a fight with Volkanovski, but are there any other featherweights currently fighting in the UFC that you watch that you'd like to cross paths with one day?
Dude, Holloway is like my dream fight. It's just a heart of a lion. You know what I mean? Watching him, Dustin, like, these are all guys I've watched since I was a kid. You know what I mean? Even Benson, like, that's a super fight here within Bellator that can happen. Stylistically, that's a fucking awesome fight. Like, that's a banger. Like, I'm giving up where I would feel like, all right, this is gonna be a tough fight. Like, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, like, a tough fight's not something I've ever been scared of. You know what I mean? Anybody that's willing to walk in there and fight you that's somebody you got to worry about. But yeah, Holloway was always my dream fight as a kid. That's the true champ in my eyes. Just skill set, style wise. Like, nothing against Volkanovski. Everybody keeps on thinking I'm dissing Volkanovski. The dude's a champ, bro. He's good. But stylistically, it's a bad matchup. It's like Pitbull and I. It's a bad matchup for Patricio. It don't look good. It's not going to look good ever for him. Volkanovski, the same thing. I just noticed little things in his skill set, you know. He's very heavy on that rear foot, and there's no lateral movement unless he's cutting angles trying to recover, kind of. Other than that, he's planting his heel into the floor, and he jumps and leaps forward to get off punches. Okay, well, somebody that masters range, speed, and timing, you're going to have a problem with. And they can wrestle, and they have good jiu-jitsu. I mean, you saw what Ortega did. Put him in a triangle, this, that, but come on, let's keep it G. No offense to Ortega, like, dude's legit, but he ain't a dog like that. As soon as I get you in a triangle, I'm going to bash in your face in with elbows, bro. I ain't worried about trying to finish the triangle to finish an arm bar. Like, I'm going to try to cause bodily harm and damage to your face. Like, that's the name of this game. I'm sorry to say. It sounds very just gory, but I mean, hey, that's what people want to see anyways, right?
And I saw you were on the MMA Hour earlier today with Ariel Helwani. Do you like this part of the fight game? You just mentioned you like the traveling aspect of fighting, but do you like talking to the media, guys like me, and getting invited to be on talk shows and whatnot?
Definitely. It gives me an opportunity to try to kind of, I wouldn't say correct, but just maneuver through my path, set my goals and my ambitions, and kind of give it to the public and let them see what I want to do within the sport, what I want to do outside of the sport. And it gives me an opportunity to have my fans kind of relate to me on a personal level inside of the MMA game. Being second-generation fighter, obviously. Oh, your father was a B-League fighter too. Oh, God, here you guys fucking go with this B-League shit, you know? It's comical to me, but I enjoy it.
I remember watching you, I don't know how long ago it was, a couple months ago. You were on an Instagram Live with Helwani. You were guessing the fighters based on, like, hints. And
I had absolutely no clue.
You don't remember that?
Yeah, I had no idea who half of them were.
You weren't too good at it. Your
dad
was better than you were.
Dude, I was talking about the movie. I forgot who I was just speaking with. I think I said Halle Berry. Was it Halle Berry that was in the little fight movie?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't say Halle Berry. I said J-Lo. Or I think I said J-Lo, and it was fucking Halle Berry. I'm not good with names. Some things are genetic, I will say. And being horrible with names is a genetic trait that I got from my father, hands down. But I'm working on it.
And I know you're getting used to the stardom. You're champion now. You're, out there in the spotlight. But when you see your name next to that #1 pound-for-pound ranking, what are some of the emotions you feel, or what are the thoughts that go through your head?
Let's keep going. Keep going. Yeah, it's time to take over the world.
Yes, sir.
That was my goal. When I became a world champion, it wasn't just, oh, he's a world champion. Like, no, I really envisioned myself as the champion of the world in entirety, because I know my skill set. I know my craft. I know what's been put into me since I was a child. And, yeah, man, as Connor once said, I'm here to take over, not to take part. Oh, you're copying Connor quotes now. Like, I know. But I'm going to live it up. That's the difference. You ever see me in a submission, I'm not tapping. I'm going to sleep. That's just the different character traits that have been instilled in me. Different warrior, different mindset, you know?
And last but not least, I never noticed that tattoo on your palm. What is it, and when did you get it?
Which one?
The one on your right palm.
This one? This one's Faith.
You said it's fake?
This one's Faith. So, like, everybody's hand I shake, I give them faith. Do what's right. Faith. Yeah, It's faith in Arabic. And then I got loyalty in this palm. Yeah.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, I just got this one probably like a month. No, Faith. Yeah. Faith. Fake? Why'd you get fake in your palm? Because I recognize your fakeness. No, I'm just kidding.
AJ, I have one question for you. Nate Diaz teased us with asking to come to Bellator, and you're talking about UFC. Would he be somebody that you would be interested in fighting?
Definitely. And it's weird, dude, because, like, Nick and Nate were, like, my favorite fighters growing up as a kid. Like, kind of like how I'm that kid in the sport with my dad. Like, they were those kids in the sport, you know what I mean? So I grew up as the kid watching them, kind of like how Mason's going to grow up watching everybody else. And, yeah, it's kind of, I can relate the two to Patricio and Patrici. It's a big brother, little brother situation. You got the big brother who's real respectful, cordial, cool, and then you got the little brother who's just out of control, mouthy sometimes, doing his thing. And then same thing with, like, Anthony Pretty Boy. It's where it all started. I'm like, you know what I mean? But I don't even know how the beef really started, somehow with Ant. But, yeah, like I said, he's not to be touched in my presence. And you keep trying to touch him in my presence, now you're disrespecting me out of respect for me. So, yeah, what's up, Nate? You got one left? I got quite a few left. What's the word? Make 165? 160? I don't care. Realistically, it don't matter. That's my first super fight, I feel like, into stardom. Nate Diaz versus AJ McKee.
Hey, AJ, right here. One of the names out there real quick is who makes a lot of noise is Jake Paul. What was your reaction to seeing Pops in his the diss track?
Whew, man, deep one. Can I plead the fifth on that? No, I'm it was pretty funny. But the reason why I was okay with it, because there are a lot of things that need to be spoken about and talked about within the mixed martial arts community. Jake Paul is one person that is speaking about a lot of things that need to be spoken about. And he has the platform, the following to do so. So hats off to him for what he's doing with MVP Promotions and so forth.